Much of South Florida is underwater this morning after heavy rain drenched both coasts of the state.
Starting off with heavy rain, storms, and possible flooding across South Florida. Specifically, Sarasota, Florida. A flood advisory has been issued for parts of Okeechobee, St. Lucie, and Martin counties. And 2 to 4 inches of rain have fallen in the area already, and an additional 1 to 3 inches are possible. But I thought that lady said 15 was coming.
I'll say accurate size matters.
That's like the TikToks with the girls with the tape measures.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like,
I don't think you know how big 12 inches is. Do you see that? Just in scale, where is that going? Not in here, okay? The average gal is gonna get about that much. Maybe this, if they're a pro, but the rest of that, completely unmanageable.
Yeah, this is too much.
One girl went as far as putting it in her mouth.
This is the biggest I've ever seen in real life, but this is fine.
She's like,
See? 15 inches is not necessary.
It's completely fine. This, fabulous.
1 to 3 is perfectly
you're doing
fine.
too much.
2 to 6.
Almost too big. Definitely too big. Fucking sick day, ER, 27 club, and now I'm just skipping my next life.
You're doing too much. Ow.
Anything after that is entirely unethical. I don't think we know what we're talking about.
Southern Florida receives record rainfall.
Flash flooding created dangerous travel conditions on roadways, while also submerging neighborhoods. Hundreds of flights were delayed at Miami's airport, and city officials have activated a flood mitigation plan that utilizes pump stations to help alleviate flooding.
And flash flooding in a 500 to 1,000 year event.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 500 to 1,000 year. That's crazy.
That's also a very big swing. And
Speaking of big swings, the 3.93 inches of rain that fell at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport in 1 hour is also a record, and more rainfall is expected this week.
This is the heart of Sarasota, Florida, downtown. You can see cars are stranded in many parts in this city as roads are just becoming more and more inundated as this very heavy, very convective tropical rain continues to pour in. It's been a weather whiplash. It's been a very dry winter and spring here for much of the state of Florida, especially here in western Florida. And that has changed completely just within the last few hours. We have this very, very heavy band setting up, and it just continues to dump several inches per hour here. And those rainfall rates are what brings this water up so high. And drivers, they continue to try to push it. They are still coming down Main Street here, only turning around because they see the officer has the road blocked and the intersection blocked off. Did you know that this was coming?
I had no idea, honestly. I booked my dinner reservation and I was like, what the heck is this? Yeah, it was intense.
Did you guys park far away?
We parked over here. The restaurant's over there. We might park further down there just because, you know, I'm soaked a little bit, yeah.
So you're still going to try and make it to your dinner reservation?
We are going to still try to make it.
It's crazy because I'm looking outside and obviously we're in Florida.
Yeah.
But there ain't no rain over here.
I've been thinking it needs to rain. We haven't had any rain. Last week we were supposed to get all these different storms and nothing ever came through.
There's no rain. Like, we're in Florida, but it's like in California. Like,
Yeah.
California's a huge state.
Yeah.
Like,
People are all like, Florida's so expensive. Well, certain parts of Florida.
Yeah.
Florida's so trashy. Well,
is
certain
generalization.
Parts of Florida. Yeah. It's a very big state.
but it's crazy because these images here of the flooding,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at it and I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
But I'd much rather be in that than flooded in New York City.
Oh gosh, yes, because then you're just swimming with rats in
Yeah,
New York
like,
City.
it's
and
just-
fecal matter and all kinds of stuff. Hard pass.
So,
New York, like Times Square, New York City area is just dirty. As pretty as it is, and as much as there is to look at to distract you from the fact that the streets are disgusting, the place is dirty.
So Taylor Swift, she was doing a concert and there was some disruption mid-concert. She stops playing, kind of like addresses it, goes back to playing.
Okay.
But you said Carrie Underwood had to do the same thing?
So during the storm, she was, I think it was Myrtle Beach where she was. I don't remember exactly where it was, but she was in the middle of the concert when torrential downpour hit. And there's videos and pictures of her, I mean, just absolutely soaked. The crowd all still there. She's like going to keep performing despite how hard it's raining. But she had like a little slip. I don't think she fell, but she slipped a little and kept going. And my first thought was a lot of artists would have stopped as soon as the rain started coming in because one, they don't want to get wet, get their stuff wet, whatever, they would have left. Then these people are out money because what are the odds they're going to reschedule for a whole entire concert or give them their money back? And a lot of people, if you're spending that money, a lot of people are willing to stay there and watch despite rain. So I just thought it was cool that she kept going.
Florida, yeah, you got to keep going. Some people are going to keep going and just keep leaving. They're going to leave the state altogether because it's just too much to handle, too much to deal with. Not what they signed up for, but to be expected. Like when we used to vacation in Florida, you knew you were going to have the potential of a liquid lunch.
Yeah, which
And
we
it's
have
gonna
not
rain.
had in like a year.
Well,
What happened to that?
I think when we thought Florida and when most people think Florida, they don't think Alabama.
Yeah,
Like-
and we're closer to Alabama. Well, this part of Florida used to be Alabama, or tried to be Alabama.
Or Louisiana.
No, Alabama.
Oh, got
Yeah,
it. I thought somebody said Louisiana.
Alabama.
What's the Animaniacs? New Mexico?
I still love that thing.
So, yeah, people may be leaving. It's hot. It's expensive. There's too much traffic. And now it rains, so that sucks. Hurricanes are coming. Homeowners insurance is really, really high. But there's sharks, too. God, the
Sharks
damn
everywhere.
sharks.
They're all over the place.
How dare they? How dare they?
I just saw them in
You
Pensacola.
said there's sharks in Pensacola. And I'm like, there's always been sharks in Pensacola.
Yeah.
The sharks are probably saying to themselves, there's people in the water again.
Yeah.
Like,
They're probably thinking to themselves, "Ooh, buffet."
who's supposed to be where? Who's
We're-
supposed to be where?
Technically, we're not supposed to be in the water. That's their home.
That's what
They're
I'm
not
saying.
coming into our houses.
Like,
but-
for people to make a big deal, oh, there's sharks and there's shark attacks, get out of their home.
yeah. Get in your home.
Get out of their home.
Yeah.
Which we'll need to talk about that later. There's a new bill that's going to kick people out of their houses.
Oh, fun. Because I doubt it's squatters that are
No, it's
kicked
a
out.
bill to kick squatters out.
Oh, then I'm okay with that.
Keyword, kick people out of their houses.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, those are their houses. They're squatters' houses. So you can say that.
Technically,
There's a bill that's going to kick people out of their houses. The houses that they
are living in. It's not their homes.
That
So
they shouldn't be living
it's-
in.
Yes, it's weird how
they
things are
would call
phrased.
it home.
That's true.
They would call it
That's
home,
true.
and therefore it's their house.
That's true.
A few other things that I, didn't expect to see. One of which was,
Me with short hair when I got home yesterday.
oh yeah, you cut all your hair off.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people saw that.
I don't know. But when you were talking about hot weather, when we moved here, I knew it was going to be hot, but I wasn't expecting to live 90% of my life with a bun or a ponytail because my neck was so freaking hot and sticky because of the humidity and stuff.
You know, it just dawned on me. Huh? Your hair is going to be similar length to Lily Gaddis.
No.
It will be.
I mean, at some point, yeah.
It will be.
It will be.
So Lily Gaddis, she's a white girl that likes to say nigga a lot.
But she didn't hard R it. Does it count?
Does it?
I don't know. I mean, it's in every single, popular song on the radio and stuff like that. And it's a term that's used amongst people on a daily conversational. Is it just because she's a white girl?
Officer Tatum was like, how come Filipinos can say it? How come Mexicans can say it? How come Asian people can say it? He goes, that's kind of weird. He goes, but white people can't say it.
Well, because white people owned black people at one point. So
and he's
I can
like-
see where the rub would come
He's
from.
like, oh, we took the word back. But then when someone, and we took the power out of it, and then someone else, the white person says it, then
It's powerful again?
And then it's like, then it's been overused so much in like regular conversation, daily life, any song for that matter, Quentin Tarantino movies. And, now it's like, so what's the big deal?
What's interesting to me is that when the phrase "we took the word back, we took the power back," and it's like, no, you just fell into the word trap and you decided to label yourselves the way you were labeled by racist people to begin. And I've never understood that personally.
Yeah, yeah.
That's never made sense to me.
Look, I didn't try to make sense of it. It's just, I think it's really stupid.
You don't use it. I've never heard you in conversation use that as a form of endearment or a form of hatred. I mean, because what's funny is it's used in so many different ways, depending on the conversation or the song.
I think the fact that it was just like thrown into, and here's the thing, I don't think that black people put it in music. I think white people put it in music. And much like a lot of everything else, like Officer Tatum himself even said, it's like the black people ain't paying for this. It's white people paying for Drake tickets and buying all this stuff. It's like the black community isn't supporting the black community. But when you think about who's behind what and what happens and the push and everything, it could be white people.
You know what's funny?
It could be the Illuminati.
Eminem, what super controversial, will say anything under the sun. Never heard him throw out the N-word, even though he grew up in Detroit, and
Well, I mean,
that's
Dr.
his.
Dre would probably have his ass for that, and 50.
Weirdly, I don't think so. I think they would probably be okay.
I think Dre probably set immediately
I don't think he would use it though. Weirdly, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think so. But where he grew up, I guess that would be an interesting form of racism in the North, theoretically, Midwest. But I don't think he, based on the whole 8 Mile thing, it's like there'd probably be some intense beatings back then.
Yeah.
For that type of language. So either way, we were introduced to Lily Gaddis, trad wife influencer who sparks backlash with stinging advice to feminists, minorities, and LGBTQ groups. So basically, she got fired, right? So
Yeah.
this is an attention-seeking white woman. Here we go. White women are the worst. Part 3.
They do seek a lot of attention.
And so, but who's not seeking attention?
That's very true.
Who's not seeking attention? So, for instance, I received a comment. Let me read this comment to you.
I want you to let me read this part of her thing.
In a second. So, the comment I got was yesterday, and it says, "I need some advice. I restart my channel and I have 100 subs. People like what I talk about. Should I keep going? I'm a reseller. Should I make reselling channel and grow 2 channels?" And a comment like the day before was from someone who was replying to the cancer video, saying that they made cooking videos, but they were permanently disfigured, and they asked me, should they make videos more so about being permanently disfigured? I actually saw a video yesterday. A guy, he had this really weird, gnarly shoulder, and the title of it was "How My Arm Got Ripped Off." And
I'd watch it.
But the thing is, it's like
I still make mashed potatoes after my arm got ripped off. I'd watch that too.
I would almost probably go as far as titling it "Clapping for Myself." But so the thing is, it's like, well, if you're going to do YouTube, social media, whatever, if you're going to date, if you're going to try to get a job, almost anything that happens in the world, you need someone to pay attention. People need attention.
Yeah.
Even if you're an Uber driver, it's like you're a taxi cab. Like there's things where you need visibility.
You need to be able to stand
you're a
out.
restaurant. Don't hide yourself in a hole unless you're that good of a restaurant where
Yeah.
people come search for you. So you need attention. So I don't think that it's bad, especially from the standpoint, as I told you last night, I don't know how to respond.
To what I sent you.
And from the standpoint of how attention is gained, or at least marketed or gifted, okay?
Yeah.
Because Think Media, I watched this Think Media podcast yesterday, and the guy, he says that YouTube gives you gifts in the form of impressions. You could make a video, upload it, and publish it, and YouTube never gives it impressions. So that's a gift. And they're giving you attention. They're giving you the opportunity to be visible.
For their own benefits, though, because then advertisers.
Oh, no, absolutely. But you're doing it for a benefit, too.
Also, yes, correct.
So now it's like, all right, well, let me wrap my head around how do I gain attention. How do I gain YouTube's attention for you to even want to gift me an impression? You know? And it's funny because it's like, you know, now we're in this era, we're in this age where the term grifter is being tossed around a lot.
A lot.
And as per the usual, incorrectly. And if someone wants to give you a gift, it's okay to accept a gift. You don't have to worry and concern yourself about being a grifter by others who are more than likely more of a grifter than the people that they're trying to say are.
Yeah.
But it's a gift.
Yeah.
Period. From a faceless entity, an algorithm, you know, a program, code, ones and zeros. But you can't just gain or be likely to receive this gift today by doing the same things you would do 10 years ago.
Well, I mean, technically, a subscription, a view, a comment, a like are all gifts also. So anybody who's in social media at that point could be a grifter if they, you know what I'm saying? If they're given a view, a like, a comment, or whatever.
Let me give you another scenario. Let me give you another.
People are taking the word badly, and I don't think they should.
No, you know, and
Because
look,
there are legitimate people out there who do suck, and they spend their entire time
But this is why
asking.
Lily Gaddis is going to be so controversial because of what people are doing and why they're doing it and whether or not they should or they shouldn't. And that's huge.
What's interesting, I have not watched the Lily Gaddis video, just so we're fully aware, because I do have emotional reactions to stupid, ignorant trash. And so I don't want to hear her say the things that I have read that she has said because it will not work well for me. But my first thought was after it came out was the best way to go viral is to make yourself go viral. So you say the things that shouldn't be said, and then you yourself push out that you said them. You yourself have these whatevers and get the ball rolling.
Officer Tatum said, look at her. You know, she's going to go viral. Look at her, okay?
I wonder if she paid Officer Tatum to go viral.
No. He was
not
asking,
him, but you know what I mean. Like
he's actually asking if somebody can get a hold of her. He wants her on the show. If somebody can find her, he wants her on the show. But here's the deal: she doesn't have enough of a look to go viral. He says, look at her. She will go viral. What she did, people paying attention. Now,
she's your average white
now
woman.
they see her.
Yeah, but she's your average white woman who doesn't stand out.
She would be considered mid in you know certain standards today.
Yeah.
She didn't have much else to stand out. So to get that visibility to stand out, she did something. That's what everybody's doing.
Well, I mean,
that's what Mr. Beast does on every single video.
Technically, I'm a Lily Gaddis minus the, stupid, ignorant racism part because I'm mid. I don't have anything that stands out. I don't do anything crazy. But then East Palestine comes along and I get hugely pushed out because of the way I'm talking about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And without it, a lot of people wouldn't have come across you.
No, that's true.
Connected. It's actually funny because I thought you were going to say cutting your hair was that attention-grabbing moment, but...
Oh, no, my neck was just hot, and I was tired of buns because it was hurting my hair, and it's giving me these weird, it's like thinning my hair out in the top, so I had to stop pulling it up, and that was the easiest way to do it.
But then I thought about last night when you called me the N-word, and I was like, man, that was shocking.
Would you stop lying? Why are you looking at me like that?
Naughty.
Oh, okay.
What did you think?
The only N-word people refer to as the N-word. Remember I did try that though when I was like maybe 20, 21 and you were like 17, 18. I stupidly was like, what's up, joking, and you looked at me and you said no, and I said, okay.
White people.
And never did it again.
So here's the other thing.
Joke.
And but I think for me though, moving from New York and then coming to Georgia and then being around so many white people, it's like I began to understand the psyche of white people and how they would love to try that.
To see if they can get away with it.
And this is back at like late 90s, 99 to 2000s. They'd love to try it. And it's just like, nah.
That is about when it happened, yeah.
So, but here's the other thing I was thinking about. You got to get attention, okay? And I'm not going to say I'm a narcissist. I'm not going to say I'm attention seeking, but I'm also not going to say that I'm going to let my business suffer and die because I refuse to stand out.
Yeah.
And make sales. Like you see people standing on the side of the street or on the street corner with a sign that they're twirling and flipping. It's because the owner of that business decided to do something
to stand
out of the ordinary to get your attention.
Yeah.
I don't fault the business owner for running a business, okay?
Correct.
So here's the thing. You can't please everybody.
You can only please yourself.
And when
if you do it too often, though, then you've got a problem.
Well, if you please yourself and then let people watch, then you could please everybody.
I guess that's true.
So it's actually funny because the search term, did I send it to you?
No.
Oh, I didn't send you that search term?
No. I'm very interested now. No, you didn't send it to me. What is it?
I have to show you this one. It's on my phone, so I can't show you the screenshot I took, but if I pull up the channel, it may show it in order. It's just a really funny, oh man, where'd it go? I have to show it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on a video. I would have never found it. So
Okay.
look at the two search terms only two search terms on this video. It's just funny to me.
Kevin and Michelle doing it. That is funny.
So here's the deal. You cannot please everybody, right? And here's what I literally woke up this morning and it hit me, right? And it's like, I'll make a video. And I think I make a really good video, right? Mm-hmm. And especially when I make a video I really want to make versus trying to make a video I think they want me to make.
Yeah.
So when I make a video I really want to make, I want it to get as much attention as possible. Mm-hmm. And what happens is there's I need like a Venn diagram to show this. And there's two groups. There's existing and then there's new or current subscribers and potential new subscribers. And they're two different bubbles. And then they overlap. And in the middle, you get channel growth, right? So things change. Business changes. There's evolution. There's seasonality. There's this algorithm, there's trends, there's opinions. What Lily Gaddis is doing right now wouldn't be done 20 years ago. Mm-mm. But now it's kind of normal, you know? And we're going to explain that further. So when I make a video to gain new visibility and new subscribers and reach and impressions and growth, I stand a chance of upsetting
triggering
existing because I have to do something different.
Yeah, to get new
that I didn't have to do to bring them.
Yeah.
But when they watch the video, it's still a good video. It's just I don't like the packaging.
Yeah.
Which
it's not the normal. It's not what I'm used to. It's not why I like you. It's not what brought me here.
Then it's kind of like, yeah, now exists a small percentage of the existing population is a little bit upset, and they may voice their, distaste.
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
Then I see tremendous growth
because from a
new audience that has
I love this.
No qualms.
Yeah.
At
Thank
all.
you for this.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it sucks sometimes, and unfortunately, we have been put in this position where if you don't do that, you can stay exactly where you are and hope to maybe never piss off some of these existing subscribers, which you could possibly do anyway.
Yeah, by breathing.
But you're limiting your growth by not making some noise and shaking things up and getting people to pay attention to you.
Yeah.
Like the video, you haven't seen it. You probably haven't read the comments, but one of the comments says, if you're being followed, drive to the police station, do not get out of your car, and lay on the horn when you get there until somebody comes out to help you. You're gaining attention.
Yeah.
You're doing something that in a normal setting or even in a police station parking lot, people are going to be like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
You're gaining attention. And in that instance, you're doing it
for your safety. Yeah. Did you tell them about my thing on my drive home yesterday?
I told them you need to tell them.
Okay.
So,
the Lily Gaddis person, the initial comment where she threw out the N-word, when I first saw that, because you sent it to me, I was like, a lot of people have phrases and they'll throw out the whatever.
Maybe she just watched White Chicks.
Maybe. I was like, because it's not, to a lot of people, it's not a big deal. But then I kept going and realized that she had another thing that she said. And I was like, oh no, so she is ignorant and racist because...
No, she's not.
Thanks, Black community, for helping to launch my new career in conservative media. You all played your role well, like the puppets you are.
I don't think she's racist. I don't think that she's entirely racist. I think she's realized that there's an opportunity here, and she's going to leverage it.
Yeah, but to be a complete asshole to an entire demographic, to call them puppets, to me, it doesn't sound like a nice person or anybody I would want to have.
I'm not saying
anything to do
she's
with.
nice. I'm just saying she's doing what she has to do.
She didn't say her career in conservative media. She didn't say anything negative about conservative media, but she said negative about black people.
Okay. I mean, I don't take it negatively because, I'm laughing at it while I'm using her as leverage to get my own visibility.
Yeah,
You know?
sure.
So it's like, there's puppets out there.
Stop.
It's annoying.
Quit picking at your foot. You're going to make it bleed or something. Quit it.
There are puppets out there. So think about it. Think about it like this. You know for a fact that there are gatekeepers.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't satisfy the gatekeepers, no one will see your video.
Mm-hmm.
Those gatekeepers have to be played like puppets.
So, speaking of, I consider YouTube obviously the gatekeepers. I went through and took off all videos before East Palestine because I didn't like the direction that YouTube would send me a lot of times because it wasn't.
From someone who's done this a lot,
It doesn't matter.
It ain't gonna change it.
But I like not having the old videos up there for when new people come through
They ain't
and
gonna
look.
go. They ain't gonna go back there.
No.
This is just not how people operate. We live in a world and a society where we need instant gratification and continuous stimulation through TikTok in less than 60 seconds.
Yeah.
No one is going back
Searching.
to see the old,
Yeah.
for which the old is also wrapped up in a package and presented in a way that people aren't interested in clicking on anymore today.
So what you're saying is you could put up a video and then next time you put up the next video, take down the old video. Like you could always have just one video on your channel and be perfectly fine.
You could if you wanted to. You could if you wanted to, but I would probably give it at least a month.
That's what I was going to
I'd
say.
probably give it at least a month.
So
but-
every month you just
But look, go
delete
look,
and refresh.
Do the search, do the analytical deep dive, and see what's your oldest video getting viewed right now of any real volume.
Oh.
And you say, "Oh, I got a video that's a year old that somebody watched. How many views did it get in the last 28 days? One. That don't count."
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
We know which one's still getting views. It's got like almost 2.3 million at this point.
Well, that video is a little different than East Palestine. You see what I'm saying?
Very much so.
Because that video is evergreen.
It's still got 882 views in the last 48 hours.
That video is evergreen.
Yeah.
It's timeless, okay?
That's true.
But the time frame of a specific and particular event, that can kind of subside.
Yeah.
And I can speak from experience because I don't get certain comments on my videos anymore.
Yeah. Very true.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Like it was a test that needed to be run, and the end result was as expected.
Yeah.
And now I know for a fact.
Yeah. So there you go.
You know? So, it's like you want to talk about YouTube theory and strategy and things like that. I don't know if too many people are out there who would and have done the things that I have and do to know, hey, when it comes to your channel, here's what I know. You do what you do.
Yeah.
But either way, be that as it may, you can read your screenshot there if you want from Lily Gaddis.
I did.
Oh, okay. You did. I forgot. That's why it doesn't even really bother me because she's playing the game like Hitch.
Well, yeah,
Like
she's
Hitch.
playing the game. I
When
get it.
Hitch is in the club and he gives, what's her name?
Eva Mendes?
Yeah, Eva Mendes. He slides her $20 in her hand, tells her he wants a drink.
Yeah.
It's to get her attention.
Yeah.
And he couldn't do it. Well, it was a scripted movie, but it makes sense.
Yeah. No, I mean, what she's doing makes sense because she wants to be in conservative media. She wants to be a household name in conservative media. And unfortunately, a good way to do that is what she did. But it's also going to make her a name in the other side. So she was able to both sides of the coin.
Daily Mail. According to Daily Mail, a white trad wife influencer who was already under fire for using the N-word in a video about relationships has sparked fresh criticism for hitting out at feminists, minorities, and LGBTQ groups. I'm thinking about some of these teachers. There's some teachers that pop up here now and then, and they're like, I got fired from my teaching job, and then they've all I made $1 million on OnlyFans, and it's like, if you want to be an educator, great, but if you want to make $1 million,
yeah,
you may need to do some things to stand out.
Yeah,
and it's like, I'm a teacher, and I do OnlyFans. There's 50 other teachers who did OnlyFans that lost their jobs and then immediately blew up their OnlyFans. Is it time for me to lose my job as a teacher?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like, there's no real standard now for quality marketing and advertising.
True.
You have to stand out. You have to, somehow, some way. Bobby Altoff's awkwardness.
Awkward. So awkward.
Her scandal with Drake. All these different things. Otherwise,
nobody would know who she is.
and they may love you.
Yeah.
But if they never find you or get a chance to meet you,
They'll never know they love you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also they may hate you.
Yeah.
Which could still
Also be helpful.
propel your career.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Especially in the world of influencing and video production.
I mean, anytime somebody's saying your name, it's a good thing, whether they're saying it in a good or a bad way.
Absolutely. And that was one of the things that was so funny with the test that I ran, was that the more that you're upset with me, the more you're sending my way.
Yeah.
But
also the more that's getting sent the other direction too. It was a win-win
true
situation.
It was a win-win-win because I also got a chance to lose some of that audience tie that you wanted to get rid of by deleting videos. I did it intentionally by asking them to leave.
Yeah.
But in actuality, in a video that I did before where I asked them to leave, they didn't see it. They didn't. It wasn't shown to them. I didn't create enough of a commotion, and I wasn't visible.
Yeah.
And now I am.
But then also there is the friendly fire
That's the
that
stupidity.
occurs.
That's the stupidity.
When,
That's the stupidity.
Yeah.
That's it's like the association when you had nothing to do with it. It's like, that's just stupidity.
Yeah.
But that's fine. We don't need that.
Yeah.
TikToker Lily Gaddis claimed the minority groups should be grateful to live in America and should stop playing the victim card in a video posted to her now deleted account.
Did she not realize that white people should also be grateful to live here and not play the victim card because white people weren't original to the United States?
I don't think that a lot of what she's doing is
knowledge-based
going to be
or
balanced. It's going to be triggering.
Yeah, that's true.
Polarizing, as what was the lady's name at Vid Summit? Melanie Diane Howe. Polarizing.
Yeah.
As she herself, double mastectomy, posted a picture, no shirt on.
No shirt on after breast cancer mastectomy. Yeah.
You know, and even if it's from the standpoint of freeing herself or providing awareness to others, to the point of which, hey, you can talk to me. It wouldn't have been as effective if she just said, hey, let's talk.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Had to get their attention somehow.
Something that's absolutely unforgivable is people playing the victim card while living in America, she said in her video rant, which was shared on X on Monday. Bitch, you live in the freest, safest country in the world, and you have the nerve to play the victim card. She then turned her attention to minority groups claiming their lives are better because they live in the U.S. You realize there's slave traders in Africa, she said, wearing a blue Maui tank top with her hair pulled back. Look it up. Look up that video of those African slaves at auction. That's going on right now. And you have the nerve to be complaining about racism in America. At that point, Gaddis turned her ire to feminists, telling them there's women being stoned to death in the Middle East because they were raped. They were raped and they got stoned to death. And you have the nerve to complain about sexism in America. Shut the actual fuck up. Shut the fuck up, she told her more than 45,100 followers. It's really weird. Yeah, 45,101. Like, we couldn't just say how many. Oh, okay, because TikTok doesn't. It says 45.1, so you don't know for a fact. There's people right now that's been kidnapped by the cartel, and they're waiting to be tortured or killed, Gaddis continued. There's people who are being human trafficked right now. Right fucking now. And you have the nerve to be playing your victim card and acting like a victim in this country, and you're so shit on this country. It's weird. I've got news for you. I've got news for you, dumbass. Shit has happened to everybody. Everybody's had a hard time in life. You're not unique, okay?
I like how they call her a trad wife, but most trad wives don't talk like that.
She's got an apron on.
Well, when you said blue Maui shirt, I was like, oh, she's working the Lahaina angle. Okay,
Hang
cool.
on. She's got an apron on.
And like nothing underneath it.
Hang on. She's got an apron on. Uh-huh. She doesn't have a body, okay?
Yeah.
That's why it kind of seems like there's nothing. Like there's nothing.
There's nothing there.
But she dressed as a trad wife to gain greater attention.
Does she have a ring? Is she actually a wife at all? Out of curiosity.
I don't know. But it's like, what's the trending keyword right now? Oh,
yeah.
Trad wife. Okay, well, let me make these statements as a trad wife, or visually as a trad wife, or maybe she's never even given herself that label, but Daily Mail did, because Daily Mail wanted the story to be seen.
That makes sense too.
It's about being seen.
Yeah. And it's a white woman in a kitchen with an apron on, which they consider the traditional wife.
You're like that one. There's a couple. There's a couple, and they're trad. She's a trad wife, but she's like a model. I think they're both actual professional models, and she wears like elegant gowns and things like that to do stuff. And I'm like, y'all don't realize that this is staged
and not traditional.
Like this is done on purpose to trigger you from the angle and perspective of trad wife, which isn't necessarily true, by doing it in a way that most people wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, people are being snowed and manipulated and
hoodwinked
and gassed all the time. But really, that shouldn't be an issue, because it's TikTok. It's YouTube.
Yeah.
It's a platform that was based off of
entertainment.
Pranks.
Yeah, or that.
And skateboarding videos. And cats.
I do miss skateboarding videos. I miss X Games.
Like, you know, and everything has shifted. It's almost like the creator shifted while the audience shifted, while the platform shifted. And we're not all at the same place at the same time.
Turning on its axis.
We were about to go to bed when I realized that we were all out of toothpaste. So my husband went downstairs to make some. Lucky is very precise in his measurements, so he started out by measuring some bentonite clay. He added that to a bowl with a tablespoon of water. We weren't making a huge batch, so this was more than enough. He mixed it until it was all smooth and broke a spoon in the process. Then he moved on to measuring out some coconut oil and adding that to our clay mixture. He also added a teaspoon of baking soda. He gave that a really good mix, made sure everything was combined before he added the last two ingredients, which were some stevia and peppermint essential oil. We love our toothpaste quite minty, so he added a lot of essential oil before mixing that up one last time and transferring that over to a glass container. I know everyone's teeth are different, so this might not work for everyone, but the smell of this and the texture of this, I love having it on hand.
Now, she says that you're not unique because you belong to a minority, or you're part of the rainbow community, or you're a woman. So she even includes herself in this, is what Gaddis said, apparently referring to the LGBTQ community. Apparently. Well, we're all lucky as shit to be born in this country where you can't just be trafficked the second you walk out of your house, or beheaded if you happen to get raped, she said, before correcting herself. I mean, stoned to death. Just like maybe be grateful that you live in a country rather than such an ungrateful, stupid, delusional prick, she concluded the video. And it's actually kind of interesting because I saw a video, and it was a really weird convention for June and Pride and all that stuff. And there was somebody dressed up in drag or whatever, and they were questioning this girl, and she was talking about, you know, what she stands for and what she protests for, and how, you know, she studied abroad and all that, and she had no clue about anything that she was protesting against. And she didn't realize that Palestine or Israel, one or the other, if you're gay, you will be killed.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, oh, I didn't know that. And they're like, well, why do you support them? Oh, well, I didn't know that. And it's just like, this country, compared to others, ain't that bad.
No.
At least I would imagine.
Yeah.
Considering
Definitely
some
not
of the
that
things
bad.
we see and some of the things we hear.
Yeah.
And I do understand that from Lily Gaddis's perspective of what she's doing.
Yeah.
You know, and what she's saying.
Yeah.
It is unclear when she posted the video rant, as her TikTok page has been temporarily suspended, but it was shared to X on Monday as Gaddis faced backlash for another video in which she used the N-word while talking about relationships. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna have to rack my brain and think about what is she gonna say next, because this is not the end.
Oh no,
she's going to pick Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle has earned this right and this level of not giving a fuckery, especially based on how much money he has, to say the things that most people wouldn't dare say in front of billions of people. She's going to do the same thing. What is she going to say next?
When it said her TikTok was temporarily suspended, did she suspend it or did TikTok suspend it for her?
I'm sure TikTok suspended it. She said her first Twitter or a few Twitters got taken down. So, you know, she's...
Which is interesting because isn't X supposed to be fully open, do whatever you say, free speech, whatever?
Hey, supposed to be and is are two totally different things.
And TikTok lets, you know, all kinds of trash through there, but they're going to suspend her for...
TikTok will let sexual trash through.
Yes, that's true, but
she's providing
vocal trash.
Perspective. Yes, cultural perspective, logic, reasoning, somewhat rational argument, provoking thought. And not everybody is going to be on board with that, especially if, in fact, the CCP is using TikTok to destroy this country.
You would think they'd want to keep it going then and not...
Yeah, but she's trying to educate.
Thank you.
She's technically trying to educate.
Technically trying to educate, but in a way that's going to anger more people than soothe people. So you would think that they would want to continue that on.
Yeah, but as backwards and upside down as this world is, if what she's doing actually works, people will wake up overnight.
That's true.
So donning a floral apron and sprinkling garlic powder, pepper, and olive oil in a bowl, Gaddis made references to dumb whites. She's not leaving anybody out. Dumb whites.
Yeah.
And immigrants fresh off the boat looking for a green card while talking about gold diggers. More than 400 people posted their reaction from the video, with some expressing their outrage while others were confused. I'm gonna relate her to another popular figure no longer with us, Kevin Samuels. He said and did things that people generally didn't agree with to gain the attention of so many.
True.
I feel like she's channeling this strategy, which not a lot of people are going to be willing to put themselves out there for.
True.
You know, because if it works, great. You make a lot of money, you build a following, but you also build a lot of, you know, a ton of people who will dislike you.
Or try to kill you. That's also the downside. You get a lot of people who will try to go above and beyond to show their displeasure.
I didn't even reach, she says, I didn't even reach the N-word, just the dumb whites and immigrants, and immediately clocked out. Imagine the surprise seeing the rest of the clip that it got worse is what somebody said on X. Another reached out to her employer directly. She had a LinkedIn, I guess, to show where she worked. Rof, R-O-P-H-E, Rof?
R-O-P-H-E? I don't know how to say it either. Oh, her job, yeah.
Of the Carolinas, a home health care company for the elderly and disabled in Wilmington, North Carolina. Quote, I think it's absolutely disgusting that you all have such a foul-mouthed, racist, and disrespectful person associated to your company, is what one ex-user wrote. She's disgusting. The business has since confirmed Gaddis was fired from her position as a marketing and sales manager.
Well, that
marketing and sales manager.
Yeah.
This is her job.
Yeah.
This is her job.
To know how to be seen and whatever else.
Oh my God.
She was tired of going into an office 9 to 5, and so she was like, how else can I...
Oh, this is epic. This is epic.
Yeah.
In a statement on Tuesday, executives at the Home Healthcare Agency noted that Gaddis was recently hired by the company and insisted her inflammatory remarks do not align with the values and beliefs of our company. We want to make it clear that these sentiments are not representative of our organization, and we do not condone or support such behavior. They noted that the company is owned and operated by an African American female and an immigrant, and wrote that they are committed to fostering a diverse, inclusive, and respectful work environment where all individuals are valued and respected. We understand the importance of upholding our principles of equity and understanding, and we will continue to strive to create a culture of respect within our organization, the statement concluded. We appreciate the trust and support of our community, and we are dedicated to earning back any confidence that may have been shaken by this unfortunate incident. But so far, Gaddis has just doubled down on her beliefs. I don't think that she was actually degrading anybody. She's literally saying,
Equal opportunity hater.
Be grateful and thankful for being in this country.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And, you know, the things that she's saying are the things that are already being said on social media and in movies and pop culture. And
she just smushed it all into one thing.
Yeah, like gold digger pranks. They're all over YouTube.
I hate those things.
They're all over YouTube.
Yeah.
You know? Immigrants coming to this country, migrants coming to this country, taking advantage of our legal system, squatting, committing crimes. The Venezuelan guy telling people how to steal whatever they want. Yet she comes out and says, you know, what she says, and she's the bad person. Because if she was white, we wouldn't be if she was black and everything was equal, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
True. Very true.
And she was a black female saying this, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Well, if she was a black female saying this, she would get dragged even more for having this conversation.
Okay, so I was thinking Melanie King could probably get away with this. Ironically, friends with Kevin Samuels. But what if we stumble upon a future where there's a collective group of almost everybody on a podcast that all say this? Think of The View, but far better. Not just a bunch of women, you know, cackling, but men and women of all demographics, intelligent, all saying the same thing. How do they get canceled? They can't.
Yeah, because you've got from every little sector that's out there.
So she's got her post up thanks to the puppets, and as the man.
Did you lose it?
Yeah, the website went away. Some sort of like virus or something. I got too deep. I was getting too close to the truth. So it says, as the backlash spread, she released another video on X in which she acknowledged to her thousands of followers that the video seems to have upset members of a certain community. It's actually interesting. Upset members of a certain community. At that point in time, last night, yesterday, or early this morning, I was thinking she was trolling. But I think that she's literally not alienating any. And she doesn't know who. It could be LGBTQ.
Could be black. Could be Hispanic, Asian.
Immigrants. It could be white women. You know, it could be women. So I think she's very selective on what she's choosing to do and say and how she's doing it.
That marketing.
But she said she did a deep dive into soul search, and after all that, I still couldn't find a care. Then and I gotta relate and I gotta agree. Like from the perspective of the opinions of those who are less intelligent and more reactionary, leaving comments, I can't find a care.
Well, see, I am reactionary. I'm emotional reactionary first, and then I step back, and then I go knowledge based. But in the beginning, I'm always emotional reactionary
first,
and then
I'm gonna collect myself,
and then I maybe apologize unless you did deserve it, and then I'm gonna.
Then on Tuesday, she thanked the black community for helping to launch my new career in conservative media. So that one was specific. You all played your role well, like the puppets you are. DailyMail.com has reached out to Gaddis for comment. I'm gonna reach out to Gaddis for comment. I'm gonna get her on my channel. But I saw somewhere else. Where was that one? Lily Gaddis. She said, Maybe it was on this one. Yeah, so she posted, if this is one of the things she put up. She goes, if my freedom of speech is taken, I think is what it meant to say. If my freedom of speech is taken, they'll be coming for yours next. That is huge because if you want to shut her up for saying everything that everybody's already saying that just is being taken a certain way because she's saying it, are you ready for them to shut you up when they don't like what you have to say either?